Right.
But the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
The
Eagles hadn't been in any close games that year. We thought that was a big thing.
Right.
We were like, the Chiefs, if the close game, have the definitely advantage because the Eagles dominated everybody.
This year, the Eagles are better.
Yeah.
This year, the Chiefs aren't as good as they were 2 years ago.
Agreed.
And this year, the Chiefs are favored.
Right.
They were the underdogs 2 years ago. So, like, the betting public has figured out, don't bet against Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I've been right every Chiefs-related Super Bowl.
I know.
I was right when they faced the 49ers in 54.
Yep.
I picked Brady in 55.
Wrong. Yep, I was wrong,
I picked Mahomes in 50.
The Eagles won.
57.
Right, I did that one. I'm with you.
Right. And then I picked Mahomes again in 58.
And then I did what you did last year, too.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I'm really struggling. I still have about, 50 hours to make a final decision.
Well, I think, and this is why we'll have a lot of fun at Pat O'Brien's, and we'll answer questions and do all that when we really break this game down on Wednesday. But, I mean, you're saying the right things. That's it. I mean, as you've heard me say all year, this is an all-star team. This Eagles team is amazing. It's amazing. It's the brains versus brawn matchup. It's the Eagles of, like, we're so good, we're just going to do it, and we're going to do it, and good luck stopping it, against the Chiefs with all the crazy formations and plays they run on offense, the blitzes and disguises on defense by Spags. So that's where I get in that brains versus brawn type of matchup. And yes, like, usually I don't think we would ever question when it's just like, hey, this team's better. We're picking that team because they're the better team. But what we've seen with the Chiefs is you need to be significantly better than them to knock them down, because, like, if they're just close, their ability to dominate situational football, the moments, their ice cold, water in their veins and all that, you just go, they're going to find a way to win. And that's why the last two Super Bowls we picked them.
I need a ruling. Does ice cold water in the veins count as a Simsism? It's ice water in the veins.
Ice water. Well, it's ice cold.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay,
I'll
you'll
allow
it. Okay. You're the Simpsons
Overruled.
judge right there.
Overruled. Sustained. Whichever one works. Sustained. So this is.
Yeah.
And let me follow that point.
Right.
To beat the Chiefs, you got to destroy the Chiefs.
Right.
You've got
the Buccaneers.
You've got to put. And even then, Mahomes isn't going to give up. Remember in that Super Bowl 4 years ago?
Made magical plays.
With a toe that needed to be operated on. He had surgery 3 days later, and he was all over the place, and he's making throws sideways and upside down, and guys are dropping balls that are hitting him in the face. And he's never going to go away. He's never going to give up. You have to completely dismantle them, or I guess maybe get a lead and just go into burn the clock mode,
right.
and they can do that.
I think that's it. But I know. I think that's what it gets to. You feel like, wait, if I think the game's going to be 31-28 or 34-31, I think where we are in our world right now, you just go, well, damn, if it's a game like that, the Chiefs are going to win. They always win those games. But can the Eagles find a way to, like you're saying, be up 35-24 with, 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, and be able to run the ball and just go, no, it's over, right? Or 38-24, whatever it is. I don't know. They're talented enough to do that. But what we see with the Chiefs, and like we always talk about, those moments, those situations, whatever, right? They seem to come out on top more times than not, even against teams that you feel like are better than they are. And, I don't know, like if we went through this real quickly, their team, these two teams, I mean, I think we're going to take far more Eagles players. Like,
yes. absolutely.
Like, I'm talking
Tail of the
like
tape, yes.
15 out of 22 maybe, right? I mean, I don't even know. It's going to be something along those lines. I don't think we're going to take too many Chiefs guys.
Maybe we should do that Wednesday night.
Yeah, maybe Wednesday night we should do that. That would be a cool thing to do.
Player by player, starter by starter,
right.
Which guy gets the edge.
Right.
The extended tail of the tape, one player at a time. I mean, obviously, Mahomes gets the edge over Jalen Hurts.
Right.
But beyond that, Mahomes, Chris Jones, Joe Tooney, Trent McDuffie. There's just a small handful of guys that would take over starting positions on the Eagles.
I think you're right. I think you kind of
and Tooney might have a hard time.
Tooney might. You might even put Tooney at guard, not at his tackle position right now, right? At his normal guard, okay, maybe you give him one of those spots.
Or normally he is a guard. They kicked him out to left tackle because they're having trouble at left tackle, which means Mike Caliendo is going to be dealing with Jalen Carter.
Exactly.
Did you see the video of Jalen Carter putting Tyler Biadasz on his ass? He got fined $17,000.
Was that the one where he goes the old
flying,
head slap?
And it looked like a little bit like he started to fall and he decided to just go with it to maybe draw a flag. Right. But it was comical. And it was expensive, $17,000 plus. Yeah, it was the head slap to the face mask.
Right. Jalen Carter is a force. I think I had to do a thing on my podcast today about like the 10 most non-important players that are not quarterbacks, right? Jalen Carter, I made him number 2.
Yeah.
He's a game wrecker. You mentioned Caliendo at left guard, right? He is definitely the weak link. They're definitely going to be worried about him one-on-one with Jalen Carter. So whenever he's over there on Caliendo, I would think you're going to see Creed Humphrey go that way to help him out too. So that's going to be an issue or something they're going to have to keep their eye on throughout the day. Jalen Carter is a awesome football player.
We'll be talking about the Super Bowl all week long. And again, Pat O'Brien's 5 o'clock Central on Wednesday night. And I don't know which, as we said earlier, I still don't know what my pick's going to be.
No, well, I understand it, because I think as we've had these discussions before too, we know it's the ultimate team sport. And usually the better team wins. But this is one case here where, hey, it's also a quarterback sport right now and a quarterback league, and they got the ultimate guy there where, yeah, he does close the gap. He gives them an advantage. And the fact that they've been in these situations so many times here, that's one of the things I look at with this football game, especially in the early part of the football game. The early part of the football game, the Chiefs are not going to be nervous. They're going to be hitting on all cylinders. They're going to be like, oh, look at us. We're here to put on a show for the Super Bowl. Eagles got players left over from that first matchup, right? But this is still somewhat new to them. I think they can lean out of that experience, but the Chiefs are going to be so not nervous and so accustomed to the environment. It is going to be one of their great advantages. I don't think they're going to mess up plays early on in the football game because of, oh, I was nervous, or, oh, I just lost my train of thought because I was thinking.
If they decide to completely take, I don't know that you can completely take Saquon Barkley away. We said that about the Commanders.
Yeah.
I did. When we look at the Eagles' offense, if you're drawing up the defensive game plan as Steve Spagnuolo, what is it that you can legitimately try to do to slow it down?
Well, the Eagles, you're talking about, to stop the Eagles' offense?
To stop the Eagles' offense. If you're the Chiefs' defense, what's Spagnuolo doing? What should he be doing?
Well, I think he always has the right touch. He's a tactical chance taker, right, where, hey, it's creative, it's disguises, it never looks the same. It's creative, disguises, it never looks the same. And then all of a sudden it's creative, and oh my gosh, they brought that blitz. I didn't see that this game. Just like they did to Josh Allen on the last play of the game. They saved that for a huge moment late in the game.
Same formation multiple times, never blitzed out.
Blitz their best cover corner that you would go, well, they're not going to blitz him. He's their best cover corner. They're going to throw it here. They need him to cover, right? So that's where he's amazing. The first time around, they did some things on the defensive side in that first Super Bowl where they played the Eagles, where they did stuff, and I know you remember me talking about the game plan, some of the chances he took. But number one will be to stop the run. He's not going to go to bed that night or the night before the game or after the game. He's going to rest easier knowing he stopped the run and Jalen Hurts in the pass game beat him than